Jean Claude Van Damme versus Michael Jai White in a street fight. Street fights can get brutal. No bars held and no rules. It's just you, your opponent, and whatever you two are fighting for. But we want to know what would happen if Jean Claude Van Damme were to get into a street fight. And to make it even more interesting, what if his opponent was the great Michael Jai White? Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for all things MMA and all things fight related. Filmmakers and martial artist experts such as Jean Claude Van Damme and Michael Jai White are known around the world for their amazing showcasing of skills, abilities, dedication to their craft, and well, beating the crap out of their opponents. Today, we're going to look into what would happen in a street fight between Jean Claude Van Damme and Michael Jai White. Jean Claude Van Damme, action movie star, filmmaker and director, and retired martial artist, pure badass. We know him for his amazing features and skills. But what would happen if he were to get into a street fight? He would probably send who's ever unlucky enough to be a part of that fight straight to the grave. But if his opponent was Michael Jai White, this would end up being a totally different style of fight. The two possess almost equal abilities and length of time in the field of martial arts and filmmaking. Adding to the fact that they are only 7 years apart in age, the two have a working relationship as well. Back in 1999, the year that the world thought it was about to go into a complete technological downpour, both Michael Jai White and Jean Claude Van Damme starred in Universal Soldier: The Return. It was a movie that was well known, and we got to see some pretty intense moments out of both young actors. But work and movie squabbles aside, we realized that what's seen on the screen is professionally staged. Jean Claude Van Damme. Jean Claude Van Damme came into the United States back around 1980. At the time, he had only about $7,000 to his name. Now granted, in today's world that's not too much, and even back then, it was only so much to have compared to the larger-than-life dreams that he had. To add to the financial burdens, he only knew how to speak French and Flemish. It took a lot of effort to finally get into the filmmaking and acting world, but after being given small roles by famous martial artists, such as none other than the Chuck Norris. Yes, we have to put "the" in front of the Chuck Norris. You simply can't just say Chuck Norris anymore, okay? It's the Chuck Norris. After getting a small role as a bouncer, we can all say the rest is history. But where did all these fighting skills begin? Back home, of course. Before being the man who does the massive splits between two chairs and high-kicking up to basketball rims, Jean Claude Van Damme began life as an awkward child. Skinny, short, and considered somewhat of a geek, his agility was enhanced through his practice of ballet. He started martial arts at the age of 11, where his father introduced him to martial arts when he saw that Van Damme was just so physically weak. Jean Claude's martial arts training started with Shotokan karate. He later studied kickboxing, Taekwondo, and Muay Thai. These all helped form the powerful muscles from Brussels that everyone came to love. But is it enough to stand a chance against multi-championship holder Michael Jai White? Michael Jai White started his martial arts training at a much younger age, almost half the time before Jean Claude Van Damme. Michael Jai White began his training at the age of 7 years old. He trained in the art of jiu-jitsu, which is a close combat form of martial arts. Adding to just that form of fighting style, he also studied Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Kyokushin karate, Shotokan karate, Goju-ryu, wushu, Tang-soo-do, Kobudo, and Taekwondo. His intense training regimen took him far into the world of martial arts competitions and films. He went on to even add more training as he got older and added kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and more to his techniques. This basically means that he was turning himself into a death machine. But of course, the art of martial arts is just that. It's an art form, a discipline. How would the two fare together in a no-rules, all-out street fight? The fight. A skilled kickboxer with the agility and grace of a ballet dancer that packs both a punch and kick that can send you flying versus a brutal, multi-art trained martial artist that continues to learn more and more styles. How would it start? Would the two just randomly bump into each other off the street and get into a heavily heated debate? Would there be two random chairs casually sitting in place for Jean Claude Van Damme to demonstrate his ability to be as flexible as a rubber band? However it starts, we will be the ones to tell you how it finishes. Did you take a guess? If you did, leave it in the comments section below. We'll give you a second. If you guessed that the winner of this street fight would be none other than the great Jean Claude Van Damme, then you guessed absolutely wrong. Come on, you could have seen that coming from miles away. The pure brute and strength that Michael Jai White would display during a street fight would give Jean Claude Van Damme a very tough battle. Now, we are not saying that it would be easy. Jean Claude Van Damme's endurance surpasses that of normal men. His training in his prime was relentless hours of cardio, kickboxing, sparring, and more. This means that Michael Jai White would have to be able to stay in the fight long enough to win. But that wouldn't be too much of a problem for Michael Jai White just because of his training regimen as well. Hours upon hours and days upon days of honing his skill sets within different focus areas gives him more than just a leg up. No pun intended. When it comes to a street fight, you are going to have to fight dirty. And fighting dirty can be a tough thing to do when you are well trained into many areas. We see this as a weakness for Michael Jai White. He could very well get so far in his head that he could in fact lose focus and succumb to the agility and force of Jean Claude Van Damme. But is that likely? No. One thing we have learned about Michael Jai White is that he is very innate with his abilities and has a keen sense of self-control. That discipline, coupled with the powerful dynamics of the years of training and expertise in his field, just brings us to this conclusion. So in the end, the winner will be Michael Jai White. That's all the time we have for now. Of course, if that brought you great entertainment, then hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for all the videos that we have in store for you. If you have an idea of another fight that could take place, let us know in the comments, and we will see about breaking that one down for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.